So I just saw like what's it called? Like Law and Crime. I think that's what it is. It's like a YouTube channel, and I think they have like like it's a true crime. They focus on cases, and I think it's like the biggest one on YouTube. But it was about an older lady who like got like three teenage kids and like encouraged them to do stuff in a hotel room, but they were all like 14 or underage or whatever. And a lot of those videos when it's like a older female teacher and younger male students, it's like some of the disgusting comments are like, oh, I wouldn't have ratted out, or good for the boy, or he's not in any trouble, and all this stuff. That totally is not true. It totally misses the point, and that's what stops a lot of the guys from coming forward and stuff like that. I want to talk a little bit about my own experience and stuff like that, but like that is such a toxic thing. Like, it does seem like a double standard in the sentencing too. I don't see how a female predator preying on a younger male versus a male predator preying on a younger female would traumatize the victim any less. I don't know if there's any literature on that. I don't know what kind of person would do even research on that, but I'm sure it's probably nothing. There's probably no difference. Like, just, but everybody, like, you see weird comments like that. Like when it's always, like I had a teacher growing up that was on the world news, and she was like conventionally attractive, and everyone's like, the student should have ratted. He's such a baby. Oh, he's so serious. That. I want to talk about my story and context of all of that. That's not true. Like, that's a kid. I don't know. Like, so the thing, okay, so what it starts is like, it doesn't start overtly like sexual, you know what I mean? When you're being like groomed or whatever, like, I don't know how the proper term, or I don't know how to talk about it specifically, but it's like, for me, it started out like, oh, this person's interested in me and they seem really cool, and they're really like, they're really, interested in me. And, from a lot of people that come from a house that's busy, or they don't feel like they have a lot of like attention to them and stuff like that, they're hungry for that. That's the kind of person that usually falls victim to stuff like this. But, like, they're interested in your art or this. A lot of the girls that Jeffrey Epstein, he was told them they were the prettiest, and they would model for him, or, they would do art and all this. Like, one of them was an artist, and he would support them. For some people, that's like they're so hungry for that they ignore red flags and symptoms and signs. So this older person then got my email and tried to get my phone number. I worked with them, and, it went on from there. And like, it never got to be, I realized, like, whoa, this is like, all, I don't know, just one day I was probably like listening to like I love true crime or something, so I was probably listening to them and being like, what the like, what's going on right now? So like, I just cut off all communication. And then, like, I was like, that's weird, man. Like, because it hadn't progressed to the point of asking to do anything or like meet up. Or I think it might have been getting to that point. So that's when I was like, kind of like, no, I can't do it. And then I just thought nothing of it for like 2 or 3 months. And I was like, okay, well, I cut it off. So I stopped it, whatever. And I heard about her, doing something with someone else my similar age, underage, like 16, And I was like, oh my, I felt so like dirty and like gross. Like, how did because I did cut it off, but even the fact that I like let it go for a little bit, thinking that it would, like, I was so naive, it makes you feel like there's a shame and a guilt that goes along with that, which is kind of crazy. Like, your body does that, which is a lot of victims don't come forward in the first place. But that is totally, like, that is why it's called grooming. That's why everyone thinks it's so bad, and it is bad, because as a young person, you don't have the life experience, you don't have the experience with relationships, you don't have the maturity, your brain's literally not developed. So this person is up here coming from with all of this stuff, and you're down here, and they use that position to, like, trick you, sort of, or comb you into what they want, and then when they have you there, they can do whatever they want with you. And I just think that the whole thing about like grown men in comments saying the kid shouldn't have come forward, or all this stuff, and like, oh, this and that, and like defending it and stuff, being like, oh, I wouldn't have come forward. That's so toxic and so disgusting. And that's the kind of stuff that like makes victims of this kind of stuff not come forward and talk about it in the first place, because they're like, I'm a guy, I'm supposed to be tough, or like you couldn't fend off a girl or something, just stuff like that. It's like that toxic masculinity guy, and it just, man, it really grinds my gears. Like that makes me so angry that people are like that. And I think like for anyone out there that might be listening, there could be nobody listening, but if you are like a young person who's like going through something like that, girl or guy, but especially like I know it's harder for guys to come forward and stuff and talk about it. It's not right. And listen to your instinct, like listen to your gut. It feels wrong because it is wrong, and you should come forward. You should, because then you stop the person from making victims of someone else. And you have to own your feelings and allow yourself to feel like something bad happened to you. You didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? And you really have to be like, I'm going to experience this. I'm not going to repress it. I'm going to learn to live with it, learn to cope, and know that the world isn't all bad. And you'll find someone out there who does respect your boundaries and doesn't try to do stuff like that. And you just got a hold of a bad person. So yeah, just like a stream of consciousness thing. I'm trying to put that out there.